What's going on, 5%ers? We are back today with our first mod for the Grand Cherokee. We got some LED fog lights here. Firing, I think is how you pronounce the name. I'm not sure. This is just a set that I picked up off of Amazon. I like to try out my LED lights from Amazon first, and if they're no good, then maybe we'll get a better set from like Diode Dynamics or something like that. But hopefully these work great. They're advertising 300% brighter. We'll see. We'll definitely get you guys a before and after of this install so we can really see what kind of difference they made. Let's open the box up and see what we got inside, and then we'll get started on the Jeep. All right, so we've got our LEDs here. We're gonna open them up and see what's inside. First, let's just take this plastic off. Pretty nice box, so hopefully the LEDs are some good too. Got a few things fall out there. Looks like we have a user manual. Don't know if we'll be needing that. Also, a gift card or a free accessory, I guess, for leaving a review. Sometimes these types of products, if you leave a review, they'll offer to send you some free stuff. And it looks like we've got some zip ties, a little Allen key, and maybe some double-sided stick pads here, maybe for the drivers that go along with these LEDs. So that's what the inside is looking like. Let's open this on up. All right, so we got the two LED bulbs here with the drivers attached. And it looks like they have a little fan on the back as well for some cooling. So hopefully that works out pretty well. Nice big LED packs on the side. First impression is these things are pretty heavy. They feel like they're well made. So hopefully they last and are pretty bright, but they definitely feel like they're pretty quality construction. And packaged pretty nicely too. Again, that's the brand there. All right, so let's go back to the Jeep and get started. All right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and get started on the install. This one should be a pretty quick and easy install, plug and play, no big deal. We are gonna lift the vehicle up just so we can have better access to where the fog lights are. I think we're gonna go in behind the bumper, just pull back the fender line and reach in there and swap them out. But first, we're gonna let the vehicle up. Like I said, this vehicle actually has the factory air ride suspension, so we're just gonna jack it up all the way to off-road 2 mode. If your vehicle doesn't have air ride suspension or it's not lifted, I would suggest maybe getting a jack or some jack stands and lifting it up just to give yourself a little bit more room to work down there. So let's get started. All right, so as you can see, we got the wheel turned just to give us a little bit more clearance here. So we're just gonna remove, or not remove completely, but we're gonna pull this fender liner back. There are no clips in my vehicle, but it may just be missing some. We did buy the vehicle used, so who knows? But if there are clips, you wanna prop those out, probably with a plastic tool, maybe a screwdriver. Just be careful if you're gonna use a screwdriver, not to scratch any painted surfaces. Yeah, we're just gonna pull this back here. I think that's gonna give us enough access. I'm gonna kind of tuck it behind the tire just to hold it. There is a bolt here. I believe that's a 10mm bolt if you want to gain a little bit more access, but I think this is gonna be plenty. Let's get in a little closer here. You can see there's our fog light bulb right there with the little green backing on it. So yeah, we're gonna reach in and unplug that, and then we'll twist it and remove the bulb and pop the new one in. So you're gonna wanna twist that counterclockwise to remove it. In order to remove the bulb itself from the harness, you can see there's 2 little clips, one on the back side and one on the front. Just wanna pry those up. Maybe get a small screwdriver. Just gonna stick it under the clip, pop it up. And oh, actually, those are the wrong parts. That's not the clip we need to remove. So let me snap that back in place. My mistake. 2 clips on the side here, the black clips, not the gray ones. Get those 2 loose and the bulb should come right out. There we go. So there's our old factory halogen bulb. You guys see that? Yeah. So here we have our LED replacement. I'm gonna go ahead and plug it into the harness. I'm not sure if these particular bulbs are sensitive to polarity, but it's always a good idea to plug it in and turn the fog lights on to check, or whatever lights you're working on. So we're just gonna let that hang there for a second. I'm gonna turn the lights on to make sure that works. All right, that light did not come on, so I think we have the polarity reversed. So let's unplug it. And flip it around. There we go. As you can see, it came right on then. Fan spinning. Looks pretty bright. We'll see how it looks once it gets into the housing. So let's cut the lights back off and then put the bulb in. All right, to remove that factory bulb, we actually had to turn it counterclockwise and then pull it out. So this time we're gonna go in with the bulb already turned and then turn it back clockwise. All right, so that went in pretty good. Like I said, they did provide us with some double-sided tape for this little driver portion so that you can stick it somewhere inside. I'm not really sure of the best place for it, so what I'll probably do is end up using those zip ties and just zip tie it to the wiring harness. It's not too heavy, so it shouldn't cause a problem. We'll just make sure there's no weight hanging down on the bulb or swinging around in there, and we should be good to go. All right, so I've got 2 zip ties here. I'm actually gonna remove the bulb so I can see what I'm doing. All right, so what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna kind of fold it over like this, zip tie. See it slide it up a little bit. Get it right there in that groove and it shouldn't go anywhere. We'll tighten it up. It's probably good, but we'll go ahead and throw one more up around the driver itself. Be careful not to tighten them too much. You definitely don't want to damage any of the wires. Just tight enough to hold everything snug, and I think that's good to go right there. I'm actually going to cut this excess off. All right, let's reinstall that bulb. It goes into place really good. You can actually feel it. It's a nice firm fit. So that's good. That side's done. Just put our fender liner back in place. Move on to the other side. Alright guys, so I found something interesting after installing that first LED fog light. Right now I'm showing you guys the cutoff, how it looks on our garage door here in the shop. And as you can see, judging from this angle, it looks like the LEDs and the factory halogens are kind of similar in their lighting output, but that's because the LED is actually spreading light much further and much brighter. So let me show you what I'm talking about. I'm going to walk over to the halogen lamp and I'm going to put my hand over it just to cover it completely and let you see what that looks like. Then I'm going to walk over to the LED lamp, cover it completely, and you can see there's going to be a big difference. So watch this. Covering the halogen now. As you can see, not a lot of change. You can see that much warmer light coming from the halogen though, right there. But all of that light output is from one LED. I haven't even put the second one in yet. So let me cover the LED and show you what I mean. So now we have the LED covered, uncovered, and covered again. So a pretty drastic difference. Let me show you what it looks like from the front. As you can see, the LED is much brighter when you're looking at it head on. Let's go ahead and do the second one now. All right, so we're on the second side now. It's gonna be the exact same process, pulling this fender liner back. Just gonna tuck it behind the tire again. You can see our LED there. I'm gonna reach in. Again, turn it counterclockwise. And pull straight back. This side does not seem to have as much slack on the harness. You still can reach in there and get to it, but you won't be able to pull it all the way out like I did on the driver's side. So just a heads up. All right, so that one definitely a little harder to remove. One note, if you did have these lights on recently, the bulb portion of this halogen bulb will be very hot. Hot enough to burn you. I actually touched it there by mistake. Hopefully I didn't get burned too bad, but yeah, be careful. Don't be dumb like me. I'm actually gonna go ahead and put my zip tie on before I install this one. Again, these lights did come with some double-sided tape or some sticky backs. If you're going to use those instead of the zip ties or in addition to the zip ties, I would suggest cleaning whatever area you're going to put them on really good, soap and water, and then maybe some isopropyl alcohol just to make sure the pad sticks really good and doesn't fall off in the future. Cut the excess. Alright, plug that in. Alright, that's good. Let's turn the lights on and check. All right, looks like we got it backwards again. All right, so I'm just gonna flip that around. All right, good to go. All right, let's turn the lights back on. Nice bright white color. More of a cool white compared to the BRL, you can see. And my Jeep actually has the factory HIDs, and we plan on changing those lamps out, changing the HID bulbs to match the fog lights better as well. So that'll be coming soon. All right, guys, that's gonna be it for that one. Don't forget to like this video if you want to see more like this. Hopefully we helped you out if you're looking to install LED fogs on your WK2 Jeep. Pretty easy mod. Like I said, about 40 bucks off Amazon. I'll leave the link in the description below so you guys can get these same fog lights if you're interested. But yeah, like this video, comment down below, let us know what else you want to see, and also don't forget to subscribe so you can stay up to date on this build. We got a lot more mods coming. So until next time, Laced by J5, signing out.